What's going on, y'all? We're at the Sterling Hill Mining Museum in New Jersey. We are here with some friends that we've met through Team Journey. We just wanted to touch base and see each other again and hang out a little bit. And so this gave us a great opportunity. This place is near where they live, and it's kind of near where we've been staying recently. And so we're like, hey, let's go tour a mine. We have an interest in checking out mining type stuff after our girls played Minecraft for so long. We're gonna check this out. They have tours in the summertime every day at 1 o'clock. And you can buy tickets. We paid $50 for 2 adults and 2 kids to go on this tour. It's a guided tour. You get a guided tour into the mine, and then you get a tour around the museum inside. But they've got other things going on around here as well, like panning for gold. There's a lot of different activities that you can do here. They got all kinds of cool collection of various rocks, as well as the mine carts and mine trains. But Tanya and the girls are getting a bite to eat real quick and some drinks before we go in. And thankfully we remember jackets. It's a cool 56 degrees inside the mine. And we were freaking out a little bit as we pulled up because we did not remind Kira to bring a jacket. But thankfully we had a jacket in the truck for her. I should be okay at 56 degrees, but I'll let you know as this tour goes on. So if you want to take advantage of this mine tour that's at 1 o'clock, they recommend you get here between 12:30 and 12:45. They don't do advanced reservations or advanced purchases. You gotta get here, you gotta get your tickets. They do take credit cards. I was able to pay with a Visa. And like I said, there is a snack stand inside, so I think Kaylin got a hot dog. They got some drinks, some sodas, some ice cream.
Found it the hard way. Yeah.
Very important that we follow instructions, especially when we go underground. Okay, and we will be underground for about an hour, maybe a little more. All right? I want to get something out of the way right away. Once we leave this building, there are no restrooms in the morning to change out of their daily clothes and into their work clothes. Then they would go out that door and up a yellow staircase that we did not come down, but we usually do. And they would go up that yellow staircase and into the mine to work. At the end of the day, they would come back in here to change out of their wet, muddy, dirty clothes. Like I said, this was a change house. There's 2 rows of lockers over there. This building used to be full of those lockers. And every locker had a basket like this attached to it. When the men at the end of the day came back in here, their clothes would be wet, muddy, very dirty. They would put them into these baskets and raise them to the ceiling to dry overnight. They used to bring them home once a week to wash. They do it the next day, they would just wet and muddy again, so why bother? They would do it once a week. After they were out of their clothes, they would go behind that wall right there, that tile wall. Behind there are 20 shower heads, 40 men can shower at any one time. Right now behind that wall is a multi-million-dollar exhibit of gems and minerals from all over the world. They were donated to the museum by the RV family. You know, the people who make the vacuum cleaners? That family donated those to the museum to be exhibited here. This was a zinc mine. That's what we mined here, zinc. A very, very important metal. We extracted the zinc from 3 main ore minerals. They were willemite, franklinite, and zincite. They were the 3 main ore minerals we extracted the zinc from. Interesting point about franklinite. About 2 weeks ago, the governor of New Jersey signed a proclamation making franklinite the state mineral. So I want to welcome you to the home of the state mineral. Okay?
I can't read that. What does it say?
Meteorites. These are all from space. Yeah. So who wants to pick up the magnet? Jigglypuff. Wow. Eggies. There's an image of what this locker room used to look like, and I think it's interesting because when I was a kid, we would go to the swimming pool in South Dakota, and we had these kinds of hand sinks in the locker rooms where we would have to get ready to go swimming.
Kira, you might want to come in here.
Kira, you're gonna love the fluorescents.
The fluorescent. Fluorescent? Whoa, they look like planets. This is so cool. These are glow-in-the-dark rocks.
Yep, they're called fluorescents. They put a black light on them to really make them shine.
Neon. Neon rocks. All neon rocks.
Well, pretty much this is where neon comes from. Oh! Oh, there's a button.
Oh.
There's a button.
If you, they look like this in the dark.
Please, come on. Come on in, please. You guys, take your hats off. You eat them. You're just wasting your bathroom. Come on in. No, it's leg tight. Yep. Form is leg tight, growing down. Yep. However, that's referred to as dragon's teeth. It looks like teeth. Right? It forms along cracks rather than just a single drip. Right? There's another really good example of it right there. It's also going to have the young children sit on your lap, that would be great. This is the lamp room. It's where the men would come first in the morning to pick up their lamps. Those are the lamps right back there on that wall. Those are the lamps the men used to use. It consists of a 10-pound battery that would hang on their belt. It holds a charge for about 8 to 12 hours, which is the length of a man's workday. This cable would go up their back, then this light would hang on the bracket on the front of their helmet. It was the only source of light they had. They didn't have the luxury of fluorescent tubes or electric fixtures like we do down the mines for the doors. This was it.
I'm more interested in the hallway nobody's going down. The first nightlight. I'll try to remember to talk about it later.
Underground to 2550. The first one carried equipment. That's the only thing that came in and out of the attic was equipment or men. Right? It was made that way so one man could easily do this. So if he could do it, the men can do it. They were cleaned once a week by hand. So what do you think was the worst job? They were physically put onto a wood pallet, taken up to the surface, dumped out, cleaned, and then brought back. When a man wanted to use it, there was only men working in here, but they wanted a little bit of privacy. There was a half wall, the punishment wanted there. If a man wanted to use it, the first thing he did was this. He kicked it. Why do you think he kicked it? Nope, didn't care if he wasn't going to use it. He wanted to let people know he was going to use it? Nope, didn't care. He had to use it.
Make sure it wasn't fresh.
Nope, nope. Good. He wanted to make sure there was nothing alive in there. Rats. Come on, Dennis. Right here. If you can get through his hand to break those rocks apart. Right? So they fit through those holes. If he couldn't do it with that, on opposite wall over there, there's a drill. He would use that drill. If he couldn't use, if that drill wasn't enough, he was authorized to use a quarter of a stick of dynamite to blow them apart. Okay? It's an extremely dangerous thing. Yes, we have this white rock is just junk rock. There's no economic value. Come on down this way, please. Come on, fill in.
Oh, here's a display of what it used to be like. The wood, see the wood beams?
You hear that ringing sound? That means it's solid rock. If you hit the walls of the ceiling and it heard this, happened like this, that's bad ground. He would then send a driller in with a small drill like that. He would drill into the mountain about 8 feet, and he would insert one of these. One of these. It's called a rock bolt. There's a nut on this end, not the one holding it, the one on this end over here. Right? You would shove that into the 8-foot long hole. As he tightened this nut up, this end would expand, and it would grab the rock. Think of it as a gigantic molly ball, but it could hold back 4 tons of rock. Okay? We put several through the mine. You'll see them in the ceilings and the walls. We have 3 right over here. Excuse me. Look. Okay? The red is calcite. The yellow is sphalerite. The blue is a mineral called hydrozincite. That red and orange one right is zincite. The green that's fluorescing here is called willemite. Remember I said willemite always glows bright. They would start the day with a bundle of 10 candles, about 8 inches long. When they got to the last candle about this big, they knew it was the end of their workday, and they'd start walking their way out. 3.
That was really cool.
Up above, the rocks are being dragged over, put into the ore chute from up there.
Going down.
A little bit, tell me about something behind me. And then I'll have the people, can you see me back there?
This is where we can get our best shot of the water that has filled up the mine. 2,200 feet deep. Crouching down.
Thank you.
Come on this way. Please.
The Geotech Center. Ooh, fluorescence.
Okay, yes, sir.
I kind of like that.
Reminds me of watching the Tron movie. It's almost too bright for the camera. I have to tone it down a little bit. It was.
Was that pretty cool?
See how many facts I can remember. This mine goes 2,500 feet down. Since it shut down in 1986, they turned off the water pumps. It fills up a 1 foot deep water every day. It's now 2,200 feet deep of water. This is one of the richest deposits of zinc ore in the world. But it's shut down because the taxes in the town here in New Jersey became too expensive for them to keep operating it. Since they shut it down, the water they used to pump out used to be some of the cleanest, clearest water, and now the water out in the town is kind of filthy and nasty. These are for sale. Close the door. Look, there's necklaces.
Ooh, I'll buy that.
$12 or $25? I'm not sure which is which.
Where?
On these necklaces down here.
One says 12, one says 25.
One of the cool things here is that there's different types of fluorescents that are found around the world. Well, there are 28 different types of fluorescents that can only be found in this mine. They're not found anywhere else in the world, making this mine very unique. And then you can actually buy stones and minerals, and in there they've got fluorescents for sale. I think we might buy some keychains or necklaces or something.
That look at this.
Pyrite cube.
That's a pyrite cube.
This is probably one of the coolest collections of stones I've ever seen. I mean, look at this. Tanya, these are $4.
Ooh, I love it.
That's $4.
So the mine was a lot of fun. We really enjoyed the tour guide. If you do come and you go through the mine, we found out at the end he accepts tips. So he did a great job. I love his terrific dad jokes.
Yeah.
It was a fun tour. They had 3 different tours going today, all starting at 1 o'clock. So it is interesting to learn about this kind of stuff, as well as to how the local cities and towns can kind of make a mess of the situation. It just became no longer profitable for them to be getting the zinc here. What happened was the town decided to apply taxes to the amount of potential minerals down below, and the mining company's like, we don't know the actual value of it beforehand, and so they just decided to shut down the mine. And they were saying that the water, the creeks, rivers, lakes, everything around here was some of the best water because they were pumping this filtered water that's filtered by a mountain through all of the zinc out into the community. Well, when they stopped pumping that out, everything out here is just your natural runoff of muddy water, and so it's dirty water. So our first time in New Jersey was a lot of fun. We got to meet up with Jeff and Kathy, who we met from Team Journey, hung out at the mine. We then went to a diner, which they recommended, and it was phenomenal. Look at this milkshake that the girls got. I didn't think they sold those kinds of things outside of some of the specialty shops you find at places like Hard Rock Hotel and stuff like that. Yeah, this cafe, diner, I'm sorry, not cafe. Is there what's the difference? Well, the diner had so much food to choose from.
Thank you.
There's a cake.
Yeah, there's a cake.
Yeah.
A stack of napkins. You might need it.
What about taking it off the plate on the bottom?
Cake off the top so I could get some ice cream too. Because you can't save ice cream, you can save cake if you can't eat it.
But then we went to Walmart afterwards, which in New Jersey, you gotta bring your own bags. Pennsylvania, they have plastic. New Jersey, they don't have plastic. But we finished out the day getting some White Castle. I've had White Castle a very long time ago, but the rest of the family, none. They've had Crystals down in Florida, but never White Castle. We were looking for somewhere as we're heading back to Pennsylvania to get just some drinks. And I'm like, wait, did that sign say White Castle to the right? Yes, and they were open 24 hours. We were able to go into the dining room, excellent customer service, hot and fresh White Castles. Look, White Castles are not for everybody. I find them to be a nice, little midnight snack as we drive back. It's not midnight, but it's late. So we're gonna drive back to Pennsylvania to our campground to go to sleep. And we had a great day. Thanks, Jeff and Kathy, for wanting to meet up with us. We want to remind you that life happens. Don't let it stop you. Stay fresh, cheese bags.